YouTube, what up? Man, we gotta talk about it, man. This whole Kanye West shit fiasco that's going on, bro. First off, let me start off by saying one thing about me being a black man, growing up, living in America, the most racist country in the whole wide world, having a father in my life who spoke to me very bluntly, adamantly about racism, black, pretty much, our history here in the United States as far as slavery and everything like that. This shit runs deep through my blood. Just like it should in each and every black man, but unfortunately it doesn't, and which I just don't understand. If we all know the history, or supposed to know history, especially U.S. history, then if you are a black man, I don't understand how you cannot, how you don't care about currently what's going on, what has been taking place, transpiring, and where we're at as the people today, as far as still being financially and socially at the very bottom of the pecking order in society. Now, before Kanye pretty much stood up to these fake ass Jewish white motherfuckers, I had no respect at all for any other entertainers, actors, or anything of that nature, except for, well, only speaking of entertainment, as far as athletes and entertainment, because we all know there have been many black men outside of those realms who stood up to white supremacy, called it out, what have you. But as far as when we're just talking about sports and entertainment, there's only been really, I can recall, one who was so adamantly and staunchly talking about black empowerment, the fucked up stuff about white supremacy and everything like that, was the great, late, legendary Tupac Amaru Machiavelli Shakur. That was the only man in any entertainment realm that I wholeheartedly respected, because he kept talking about black empowerment, kept talking about anti-black racism, and kept his foot on these motherfuckers' necks, and was constantly just talking about this. All his raps constantly. Everybody else, especially rapper, when it comes to these rappers, they don't go that hard. They don't talk about it. A rapper every blue moon may make a very little vague mention about racism and everything like that, but nobody went as hard as Tupac Shakur when talking about black empowerment in his raps, in his interviews, his everyday walk of life. And maybe that's because he had his parents were Black Panthers, so they ingrained and instilled that in him, just like my father did with me. I gotta applaud Kanye West, man. You really got to. When you really think about what he's doing and not back it down, not apologizing, because he has no reason to apologize. You can't do nothing but respect that, because they're trying to take this man's wealth away. Even though he worked hand in hand, and even though they had a hand and a part in him obtaining this wealth, but it's not like it was just them solely. He has a great mind. He's very intellectual, and he's probably a little bit more than 50% responsible for obtaining his very own wealth. So me as a black man, and knowing the type of world that we live in, especially here in America, you can't do nothing but respect that. So yeah, now he, to me, in my opinion, I put him up right there, right below Tupac Shakur, right underneath it, because other than them two, as far as in the entertainment world, I can't think of anybody who's taking this type of stance. I say all of this to say, we need more black entertainers and athletes to speak up and go against the realm. And it doesn't happen because, a lot of black people fear that, white people will move away, won't deal with them in business, take away the money that they've made, ridicule them in the public, make them seem out that they're crazy and everything like that. It really kills me to know that or not to know, but to see that the majority of black men are such cowards, man. Such cowards. Motherfuckers sell out for $1. Motherfuckers will sell their own mother for $1 just to get rich and leave everybody else in the dust. Now, I'm not one of those motherfuckers who says when it comes to athletes or entertainment, especially when it comes to entertainers, specifically speaking of rappers, you know how when a rapper comes from the hood, he makes it out the hood, rich and famous and everything like that. A lot of people from the hood says, oh man, you fake, you ain't real, you ain't giving it back to the hood, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Honestly, I don't give a fuck about that. Why should they give back to the hood? They don't own the hood. Nobody owns the hood. Why would you want to get back to a place? Well, I'm not gonna go that far, but far as it make it seem like that one person is supposed to be Jesus himself, just because he made it out, come back and pull everybody else out, when everybody has the potential and should have the worth ethic, physical capability to pull yourself out. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really trying to get off topic, but that's one thing I was never with, I never agreed with, about far as, oh, you rich now, you fake now, you ain't coming back to the hood, you ain't keeping it real, you ain't giving back. Man, fuck that, man. Nigga, everybody has the potential and has the ability to get on their grind and make it out whatever type of position that they're in if they don't like it. Every person has the individual ability to change your status in life. Kanye West needs to be, from this point on, he needs to be protected at all costs. He needs to be protected at all costs. It's going to be interesting to see where this goes from here, what more they're going to try to do to him if he keeps talking, speaking this truth. You know, we all pretty much know the end game, what happens when a black man keeps speaking this truth that Kanye is speaking. Tupac Shakur, look what happened to him. Even though the evidence may appear to look like, you know, it was on some gang retaliation type bullshit, or what have you, East Coast, West Coast beef, and everything like that. I have my very own personal ideas or conspiracy sort of as to what really happened, but that's another story. Michael Jackson, he came out, spoke the truth, spoke against these white corporations who were pretty much, you know, led and controlled by Jewish people. Look what happened to him. The list can go on and on and on, in and outside of entertainment and athletics. But far as me, Black Talk TV, me as a man, what I stand for, it's 100% black empowerment. 100%. I despise white supremacy. I despise these fake-ass Jewish motherfuckers who somehow, some way have stolen our history and try to make it their own. And it just boggles my mind, and it sickens me that more and more black men not only don't speak up about it, that it seems like as a group we don't care, which I don't understand. A few points to, I kind of understand, since, you know, everything's really changed since 80s, definitely moving into the 90s. Whereas, like I said before, early in this video, that my father instilled and ingrained all of this into me. He taught me very well in regards to history, past history, where we are as a people, what's going on, and everything like that. My mother rarely spoke to me in regards to that. My mother was so much more on Christianity, religion, and Jesus, pray this and go to church and just this and that. And of course, even me at a very young age, I wasn't that person. Me at a very young age, when she's teaching me, I remember being like 5 years old, and she would come to me in my brother's room and try to read a story from this, not from the Bible. It was like this mini. Have you ever seen those mini? Not many, but it's books that's like, it's kind of has like Bible stuff in it with pictures and everything like that, but it's not a whole Bible. It just pretty much gives you a summary of the Christianity, the religion, and Jesus and Moses and everything like that. But in this book, it just had nothing but white faces. So it's had nothing but white faces that I'm not really appealing to, because, I mean, of course, I'm a black man, and once I started going to church when I was very little, for the little period of time that I did, you know, and reading the Bible, especially the book of Genesis, I was like, what the fuck is this shit? I ain't with this shit, because the book of Genesis is a confliction in itself. Like, very early on, you know, that, you know, every archaeologist, anthropologist, scientist in the world, we all know that, you know, this world has been in existence for billions of years. Dinosaurs roamed this earth hundreds of millions of years ago. But yet in the Bible, it's trying to convince us that this world is no more than 15,000 years old. Like, it just, I mean, how can I believe or go along with something that you're trying to convince me is true when there's several conflicts in the very beginning book of the Bible? I deal with truth and facts. I don't like to deal with beliefs, because beliefs you can't really prove. It's just a personal belief. You can't really knock a person's belief, but beliefs don't have any really factual basis that can make it stick, that can make me, you know, that'll make me actually believe that what this is saying or stating is true. So to get back on top of this story, to wrap it, bring it back full circle to where I was going with this, my father is still all of this in black empowerment talking to me, and it's been stuck with me ever since. And not only that, it's something that that's why I don't understand how black people cannot really care about this and not take this seriously, because me as a black man, I feel it. I feel strongly about it. You know what I'm saying? I feel so strongly about it. So that's why I think that's probably one of the reasons why today black men are not really don't feel so strongly about it, because definitely since the 90s, the household's been led by women, and we all know that the majority of women don't really teach or school their children. They just let the school do it. They don't really teach black empowerment to their children. You know what I'm saying? They do nothing of the sort. It's always been the man to lead, teach, and give direction. Women are really supposed to follow the direction of the person who are getting this knowledge from. Hold on, these white motherfuckers right here. So yeah, so that's one of the reasons why I believe since the generation after Generation X, why you don't see really none of them standing up and feeling so strong about it, because it seems like each generation after Generation X, the history of where we come from and how this world works as far as racism, anti-black racism, white supremacy, and black empowerment is getting lost in the sauce, and people, not that much of them are caring about it, because women just don't teach. My dad is still all listening to me, and I've been like this ever since I can remember. I wish more black people unite, we amalgamate, come together, and realize that it really is everybody against us. No other ethnic groups really likes us. I mean, if you know what's going on, if you're on YouTube and online and everything, it seems like all ethnic groups are against us. They hate us. They love our culture, but they hate us as a people, because they really know the truth of who we are, what we're capable of, and that we are a special, unique group of people. Nobody does shit like we do it. Nobody looks as good as how we do things. You know what I'm saying? We just, black people are a special group, unique of people, and we need to start acting like it. We need to get back to what we were as a people. It sickens me, man. I don't know when we're gonna make a change. We just keep, damn, that girl funny. My bad. It's like we don't care, man. All these fake ass entertainers. I have no respect for these fucking entertainers who don't speak up about black empowerment. And when every time a racial issue happens, you know, as far as a black man getting killed unarmed, everybody remains silent, or they just give very, very vague response on what they feel, because they don't want to hurt or offend the man that's cutting their check. I don't give a fuck about Jay-Z. I don't give a fuck about Sean P. Diddy Combs. And I'm saying that because they said they came out after this, whole fallout with Kanye West. They're saying that Diddy is now all of a sudden a billionaire because Kanye has dropped a few spots and everything. It's like, so how did Diddy just automatically became a billionaire once Kanye dropped out? So you mean to tell me right before Kanye dropped out, he wasn't a billionaire, but now all of a sudden he is it? Like, fuck out of here with that shit. I don't respect none of these clown ass niggas, man. These niggas would sell, them niggas, Jay-Z and Diddy would sell their motherfucking mama if they knew it was gonna make them a trillionaire. You know what I'm saying? These niggas have no backbone, no spine. Niggas respect the bag over anything else. They don't respect the character of the man, of how they got that bag. I respect the bag, but I only respect how you got the bag. And if you're constantly selling out to get a bag, you get no respect from me. And that's how it should be, and that's how it's always been. It's like black people are just so blinded by money, man. Like, I don't get it. Black people are so blinded by money. There is a scripture in the Bible that states that when a rich man talks, people listens. People listen, and that is so accurate. That is very much the truth. Versus when a poor man talk, it's like, who the fuck is this dude? Who the fuck is this nigga? You ain't nobody. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no money. Why should I listen to you? You showing me proof that you don't have any type of work ethic because you ain't got no money. And that's debatable where if that's actually true or not. But if the Bible has any truth to it, I'm not gonna get really religious because that's a whole nother story to itself. We know all these new religions and everything, Christianity included, is nothing but a knockoff from ancient Egyptian history. But if the Bible has any truth to it, then we know the character of a man should not be measured by how much money he has amassed. You know what I'm saying? The character of a man should be measured about the quality of that man, his morals and values, first and foremost. So it's going to be interesting to see the continuation of this fallout, the fallout of Kanye West, Kanye Titter, aka, in which I'm now dubbing him YEEZUS. They call him Yeezy, but I'm calling this nigga YEEZUS, YEEZUS, just pretty much, close to Jesus, just simply because of what he's doing today. I don't know when it's gonna change, man. I really do hope that more and more black entertainers and athletes start to speak up and go against the grain and don't really care about the backlash they're gonna receive from these Jewish motherfuckers who control every aspect of life in the USA. And I don't even understand how they even got all this power. If America was pretty much overrun and started because of the people of Great Britain, trying to rebel against the king, and they came over here to America to start a new land, how they themselves even let Jewish people get so much more control that to the point they have more control over them. That shit makes no sense. I have no respect for the Jewish people simply because they know their history. They know that where they are today all started because they received monetary, tangible reparations for some shit that happened in another fucking country. You know what I'm saying? Every ethnic group in the United States received some form of type of monetary, tangible reparations, except for black people, except for the ancestors my ancestors who are descendants of American slavery. We've received nothing, and we're the only ethnic group of people who deserve the most. We built the fucking foundation of this country. You know what I'm saying? Our ancestors built the foundation of this country, and yet we have not been repaid for it, because they know if they give us those reparations that we're going to take it and we're going to pretty much flip the order of where it's at. If my ancestors came out of chattel slavery with nothing but the raggedy, dirty clothes on their back and created black Wall Streets around the country, with nothing, then imagine what we can do if we were to get millions of dollars in the form of racial, individually get millions of dollars in the form of reparations overnight. Well, I'm not gonna say overnight, but within a decade or two, white people will be on the very bottom of the social and financial pecking order, and they know this. That's why they don't want to really give it to us. But we have to force them to give it to us. We know who we are. We know what we're capable of. And I just wish more black men start acting like it. All this fucking buffoonery going on, all this, it's like we only care about watching sports and listening to rap music, which rap music today is so fucking detrimental to the black mind. And the Jewish people control that. A rapper can say, fuck you nigga, I'm gonna kill this nigga, this and that, all day, every day on wax, and there's gonna be no outrage on it. The white people promote this shit, but the moment if a black man was to flip and just take that out, replace kill a nigga with I'm gonna kill a white boy, this and that, fucking with me, defending myself, this and that, blah, blah, blah. It'll be outrage, he'll be canceled, everything be taken from him. But since it's black on black killing blacks, it's totally fine. They don't give a fuck. They want to promote that. They want us to kill ourselves. And for some reason, as a group, we still don't recognize. We still haven't gotten a point. You know what I'm saying? It's just mind blowing that we still just won't come together and take these motherfuckers out. We can easily within a week take back the power that we should have. We're the greatest country in the world. No other country can defeat us militarily from the outside, but any empire can crumble from within. Let me say that again. Any empire can crumble from within. And it's only going to be us. We're the only ones who are capable of doing this. Latinos, Mexican, Spanish, Chinese, Native Americans, all other ethnic groups, they are perfectly fine with white supremacy. You don't ever see them arguing about it, fighting it, because they're very comfortable with their place in society. As long as they're not being treated like black people, they can give a damn. They don't care. They're comfortable with their position in society because they know they're not at the very bottom of the pecking order. We are. And it just kills me that we're not tired of this bullshit yet. I don't know, man. The future just every decade just looks bleaker. It just gets bleaker and bleaker. You know what I'm saying? Every decade the future just gets bleaker and bleaker. Like we just don't know, or we refuse to acknowledge what the fuck is going on, and I hate it. I really do, man. Much respect, Kanye West. I respect you so much. I never messed with you like that. I never really fucked with your music like that in the past. I mean, I heard your first album and a few cuts that they played on the radio and stuff like that, but I never really messed with your music like that. Now, I've been bumping Kanye West for the past 24 hours. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny because that song, I really listened to that song, You Can't Tell Me Nothing. That nigga won't bullshit. And when that nigga say he's gonna get his money right, you can't tell him nothing. He won't bullshit. That song is deep. He got another song, I think it's called Saint Pablo. Kanye deep as fuck. And but I'm not surprised because he's a Gemini. Tupac was a Gemini. I'm a Gemini. We're all Geminis who were born in the month of June. And it seemed like every Gemini that speaks his mind, well, first of all, before I get to that part, Geminis are known to be very much intellectuals. Like we're like the most intellectual sign out of all. We're considered to be the most intellectual, the most articulate and smartest zodiac sign out of all zodiac signs. But it seems like once a black man, especially being a Gemini, speaks that truth, they try to label us crazy. You know what I'm saying? They want to say we crazy because that truth hurt, that truth cut deep. We bring all types of facts. What the fuck is that? We bring all types of facts with the truth that we bring in. I gotta go, I'm out.